everything that you see is not as it appears. So I'm going to do this piece for you all right now, just to kind of give you a heads up in terms of what I mean when I say everything is not as it appears. So I'll call it, it just ain't. It just ain't. It just ain't. Now I know we are here to celebrate the birth of Dr. King, and I know we should be using proper language, so for those of you who want to hear it that way, I'll say it just isn't. But for those who want to hear it from the heart, I'm going to say it just ain't. You see, every brother man ain't brown, and everyone who's sad ain't wearing a frown, and everyone who claiming they hip ain't down. Every shut-eye ain't sleeping, every grave ain't 6 feet deep, and just because you saw him moving past midnight don't mean he was trying to creep. It just ain't. You see, everything sold ain't for sale, and everyone who blind ain't reading and braille, and every cat you see behind bars ain't exactly in jail. Every doctor ain't healing the sick. Every magician ain't showing you his trick, and thank God, y'all, we finally got a president who was democratically. Hey, it just ain't. Every classroom ain't teaching. Every minister show ain't preaching, and every extended arm your way ain't exactly reaching. Everyone coming ain't staying. Just because you got a uniform sitting on the sideline don't mean you playing. And everybody you see on their knees, y'all, ain't exactly praying. It just ain't. It just ain't. You see, everyone working ain't grinding, and everyone who blamed out ain't shining. And just because you caught him cheating don't mean it was two-time. It just ain't. Everyone asking for your help ain't needing, and everyone who claiming they wounded ain't bleeding. And just because you saw him with a book in his hand, you really think he was reading? It just ain't. Everyone claiming victory ain't winning. And just because I'm asking for your forgiveness don't necessarily mean I've been sinning. And your enemy could be ready to attack you and still in your face, grinning. It just ain't. You see, everyone singing lyrics don't know the song. And just because you feel bad don't necessarily mean you did wrong. And just because you seem to fit in with them, you really think that that's where you belong? It just ain't. You see, everyone rhyming ain't flowing. And just because you're getting a little bigger don't necessarily mean you're growing. And everyone talking about follow me, you better watch out, because they might not know where they are going. It just ain't. You see, everyone flirting with you ain't winking. And just because I'm going off of a buzz and I'm talking with slurred speech, don't let the tell man I've been drinking. And just because he said he used his head does not mean that he was thinking. It just ain't. Every tired soul ain't weary. Every sad eye ain't necessarily teary. And just because you got the formula down, pump your brakes, you still got to get through theory. Every family ain't related. Every church ain't congregated. And every hoodlum and thug, y'all, ain't exactly gang related. I guess that's why every crime ain't investigated. How can I put this? Just because I'm hesitating don't mean that I'm stalling. Just because he got your number don't mean he calling. And just because let me rewind that part. I always get sidetracked when I say that. I said just because I'm hesitating don't mean that I'm stalling. Just because he got your number don't mean that he calling. And just because she said I love you don't mean that she's falling. It just ain't. And if you don't remember anything else today, remember this. It just ain't. And what just ain't won't tell you is that here we are. What year is this? 2022. Where my parents at? Where the parents? Where the teachers? Listen to this. Here we are. Not realizing that the devil is feeding our kids poisonous portions of destruction. And they're killing themselves from within the inside. Here we are in the year 2012. And we are baffled and confused because babies who didn't listen to old folks in the 80s when they told them about political acts of the 70s that took away the hunger and the fight that they once had in the 60s, and now the end result is that the babies are listening to 50 while drinking 40s, while running from the responsibility of the 30s, while rolling on chromed out 20s. They're in their teens. And in case I said that a little too fast, please allow me to rewind that scene. I said, here we are in the year 2012, and we baffled and confused because babies who were born in the 90s didn't listen to old folks in their 80s when they told them about political acts of the 70s that took away the hunger and the fight that we once had in the 60s. And now the end result is that our babies are listening to 50. Have a baby by me, baby, and be a millionaire. While drinking 40s. While running from the responsibility of their 30s, while rolling on chrome out 20s. It just ain't. Every cloud ain't bringing rain, and everyone found guilty ain't the one to blame. And just because you heard your girl shouting, ouch, does not mean she was in pain. Every house ain't necessarily a home. Every king and queen ain't ruling from their throne. And just because you ain't seen it, ladies and gentlemen, don't mean it ain't been shown. It just ain't. That I got somebody's attention with that. What I mean by that is that I want you to understand that everything you see is not how it is supposed to be. You are witnessing some things on TV and in these streets that people want to basically externally define you. Do you realize what that means? Do you know what external definition is? Right now, there is someone in a room with a bunch of their friends, and they're plotting and designing ways to make you think, act, walk, dress, and talk a certain way. And those people have no desire for your excellence and your advancement. So you have to understand that some of the identification that our young people are going through, it's not who they are. Everybody talking about get like me, get like me. How am I gonna get like you and you don't even know who you are? You better learn and understand who you are. So I'm going to share a few things with you. First of all, when we talk about the celebration of Dr. King, I want you to be real. Be authentic in your celebration of Dr. King. Yeah, we get together on Monday, a day off. We get the kids together and we talk about the greatness of Dr. King. And we talk about I have a dream and we talk about all these things. But then we go right back the next day and live the same defeated, selfish, destructive lives. What I want to challenge you to do is don't promise me, promise yourself that this MLK Day, you're going to do something from here on out to commemorate the dream of Dr. King. It wasn't just a dream to be celebrated on one day. It was a change in a mind state. It was a change in the way we do things and the way we act. So don't sing songs about Dr. King. Don't read poems by Dr. King. Don't drive down King Drive. And act like you have given your contribution to the memory of Dr. King. I want you to do what's called a transformation of your mind. I want you to think different, talk different, walk different. Okay? And what you'll see is everybody will jump up and say, God bless Dr. King in the dream, Dr. King, and then go right back out and kill themselves with drugs, drinks, and drums. I don't have that in mind for you all. So what I want you to do is to realize, what are you really going to do to talk about the legacy of Dr. King? What are you really going to do? One thing I suggest is that you find out who you are. If you don't know, now is a great time to find out. Now is a great time to really understand, who are you? Right now, you all are surrounded and living in an environment where everybody want to be like everybody want to dress like her, talk like him, drive what he drives, live where they live, but nobody wants to be themselves. Why? Because they don't know who they are.
That's right.
And when you don't know who you are, fellas, it's easy to be labeled as a menace. When you don't know who you are, ladies, when you don't know your worth, anybody's price tag will do.
Well,
understand that. So understand, you gotta be yourself. Number 2, understand the concept of jealousy. Do you realize that jealousy upsets God? Do you realize, and I'm talking to parents in here too. Do you realize that jealousy upsets God? God created you in a way to be special, unique, bold, powerful, and beautiful. And how dare you have the audacity to want to be like somebody else or hate somebody else because they got something that God gave them. You got to understand that your blessing is coming.
Yes.
And it ain't going to come on your time. It's going to come when God wants you to.
Say that. Say it.
So when you say, oh, I can't stand her, she make me sick. Yeah, you're going to be sick. You're sick with envy because you don't realize the jewel that is within you when she should be looking at you like, man, look at her. But you look at some little frivolous stuff and say, I'm jealous of her. Do you realize that jealousy upsets God? That's like you come in, parents, and your daughter says, Mommy, why couldn't I be born with hair like Shamika's? How does that make you feel as Oh, think about that. Think about that. So what I'm saying is get rid of that jealousy and understand that you are blessed in your own right. And everything that you have and everything that's coming your way is coming your way. Number 3. Anybody know what the term epic fail means? I know y'all heard that a lot. That's a real big Facebook term. Epic fail. Hashtag epic fail. Who knows what epic fail means? Beyond fail. Galactic fail. To fail at the highest degree.
Yes.
You know what failing is for you all? Chasing. Chasing things and stuff that have no merit. Young men, chasing troubles, epic fail. You want to demonstrate how cool you are by doing stuff that's going to make you wind up in jail? That's an epic fail. You're constantly chasing these gangster dreams and all of this external definition to make you feel like a man. That's an epic fail. Young ladies, your epic fail is chasing boys.
Say it.
That's your, well, if you say never, you better demonstrate it. Your epic fail is chasing men when it is clearly stated that you are to be pursued.
That's right.
There is no way in the world that your beautiful, black, precious self and white self need to be I don't forget you. I ain't gonna forget you. But what I'm saying is there is no reason why you should spend your time chasing some young man when you have other things that you need to get done. You need to stop chasing boys and start chasing them books.
That's right. Say it.
You will have your time with the young men, but right now it is time to develop your mind. Who's your boyfriend? His name is Straight A's. That's my man. And if you ask some young lady what her grades are and she says D's and F's, oh girl, your man ain't treating you right. I'm gonna break this down in what I call killers and kings, tricks and trailblazers.
Well,
young men, you are kings, not killers. Killers poison our people. Kings nourish them and develop them. Killers talk about how smart they are. But kings know that true learning comes from within. Killers worship God. Kings worship God. Killers run their mouths. Kings spend more time listening, learning, than talking. Killers destroy communities. Kings build nations. Young man, I ask you today, what are you? Are you a king or a killer?
Yes, yes.
Young ladies, I'm not done with y'all either. You got to deal with the differences between a trick and a trailblazer.
Well.
See, tricks seek false attention.
No last either.
Trailblazers demanded by simply walking in the room.
Hello.
Tricks settle for whatever little Negro calls them cute. Trailblazers tell men that if you really want me, you got to match how much I'm worth.
That's right.
Let me tell you something about worth. See, there are two types of women. There are sell item women, and there are diamond encrusted women.
Say it. Yeah.
And sale item women do this. They put themselves out front on the rack where everybody can touch them.
Yeah.
Everybody can try them on.
Yeah.
Everybody can see how they feel.
Say it.
And then at the end, when they get done with them, they put them back on the rack like, I don't want that no more.
Yeah.
That's the sale item chick. But there's another type of chick. There's the one that sits behind the glass in a locked up case with a security guard with a light shining
That's
down.
what I'm talking
The light
about.
shines down on it so perfectly that you see every great element of that diamond. And when you want to try it on, security is right there to say, wait a minute.
And they gotta unlock
How
it.
much you get before you talk about trying this on? So what are you going to be, ladies? You going to be that sale item? Just because Daquan think you cute?
Daquan.
Or are you going to be a sale item? Or are you going to be a precious diamond behind the glass? So, again, tricks act like cheap sale items. Trailblazers present themselves as precious gems. Tricks fight over men.
Do it right here. Get outside.
Tricks
Their
fight
mama.
over men.
All of them got the same daddy.
Trailblazers have men fighting themselves to get over her. Did you hear
like
what
that.
I said?
I like
I
that.
said tricks fight over men. Trailblazers have men fighting themselves to get over her.
Yes, yes.
That's what trailblazers do.
These little girls on their lead, they don't know.
Tricks show they behinds while popping at the party.
Yeah.
Trailblazers demonstrate their power while standing behind the podium. Tricks talk like Nicki Minaj in an effort to impress the 106 and Parkers. Trailblazers carry themselves like Michelle Obama and have people saying, wow.
Wow.
I guarantee you right now that the presence of Michelle Obama will be felt a lot longer than Nicki Minaj.
Yes, yes.
You better choose who you follow. So I ask you, young ladies, are you going to be a trick or a trailblazer? You got to understand that. And understand, kings, you kings will be surrounded by a bunch of killers saying, get like me. You trailblazers will be surrounded by a bunch of tricks saying, girl, get like me. And it takes a true individual and a strong heart to stand up and say, I'm a king, not a killer. I'm a trailblazer, not a trick.
Hey.
You may stand alone, but guess what? You're going to stand tall.
That's right.
And 20 years from now, they're going to come up to you like, girl, I always knew you was the smart one. That's because I chose to be a trailblazer instead of a trick. You kings, when you are designing, when you're designing the Senate floors instead of mopping them, they're going to come up to you and say, man, I always knew you was going to be smart. No, man, I just chose to be a king instead of a killer. So understand who you follow. Also, speak to your success. I am a firm believer that words are spirits wrapped in sound.
Yes, they are.
And every time you say a word, you speak a spirit that is going to have an everlasting effect on the destiny of your life. Understand that. So when you talk about my feet are killing me, oh girl, he make me sick, I'm afraid not, I'm so broke I can't pay attention, you are speaking death, poverty, sickness, and fear into your life.
Change.
That is not what God created
Change.
you. God did not create you to sit up here and constantly harbor ill will and toxic feelings that will destroy your life. You know, a lot of people are killing themselves willingly.
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
You be like, Mama, why are you killing yourself? Because I want to. And she means that. She wants to kill herself. You better choose life today. You better choose life. So understand, words of spirits wrap this out. So every time you say something, it has an effect on your life. So when you say my kids are bad, they're going to be worse.
Yeah, stop saying
When you say I
that.
think I'm going to fail this class, guess what? You will. When you say, girl, I'm so broke, I can't pay attention, you will continually be broke. You have to speak your beauty, you have to speak your intelligence, you have to speak your wealth, you have to speak your health. When you talk about my feet are killing me, you are speaking death into your life. Do you realize that? Sticks and stones break your bones, but words control your destiny. You can heal from a broken bone, but you can't heal from a broken word. When you release words, you affect people's lives a lot longer than you could ever do when hidden.
Amen.
Understand, the last thing I wanted to say before I do my last piece is that understand, All of this, and the reason I'm here to talk to you all today is one reason. And one reason that Dr. King did what he did.
Put that phone.
It's not about you.
Say that again.
Do you understand that? And I will. It's not about you. It ain't about you. It ain't about your friends and your hairstyle and your school and your group. It ain't about your jewelry and your car and your neighborhood and the little cash you think you got. It ain't about the fame and all this stuff that you want to do. It ain't about who you rolling with. It ain't about who you loving. It ain't about who loving you. It ain't about where you come from. It ain't about where you going. It ain't about where you going to school. It ain't about what you sign your name on. It ain't about what kind of gear you wear. It ain't about any of that. You know what it's about? It's about what are you going to do to bless somebody else?
Yeah.
It's about what are you going to do to make sure somebody else's tomorrow is better than it is today. Understand that. You all are created for one reason. To come here to create a better environment from the talents that you all have. Somebody in this room got the cure for AIDS. Somebody in this room got the cure for homelessness. Somebody in this room got the solution for the street crime that we're experiencing. But if you continue to think like a kid, if you continue to think like a killer and carry yourself like a trick, we'll never get it. We'll never get the cure. And one thing I hate to see is the cure of AIDS trapped inside of a trick. I hate to see the cure for homelessness held within inside a killer. So you got to understand who you follow and understand what your gift is. And on that, I'm going to finish with this last piece. Is that okay?
Yes.